Now, the first thing I want to do is thank you all for returning. The last 6 months of my life have been so hectic, and if you listen to my show, The Midnight Jury, which is available on WLWstudios.com, and most of the time on most of your podcast networks, but lately they have been censoring us like crazy. So, check it out at WLWstudios.com. The last 6 months of my life have been extremely hectic, huge downs, huge highs, and I'm back now, hopefully, to deliver you guys a bunch of more videos that you can enjoy and deliver some more Midnight Jury podcasts. And of course, you know, we're where the 80s and 90s return from the dead. Either way, if you like the video, if you like my show, if you like my podcast, any of that, the best way for you to support, go down below, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell, because most of the time, the subscribe button, it's just not going to work on its own. Hit that notification bell along with it. And if you disagree with me, agree with me, any of that, I love debate. So please, down in the comments section, let me know your thoughts. All right, let's get started. My top 5 now, summer movies of all time. My number 5 was filmed in Argyle, New York, and was released in 1983, and I've told you guys before that a lot of my lists are going to veer toward the horror genre, and this is no exception. It's 1983's Sleepaway Camp. I am not going to spoil any of this, although I feel like people who have never even seen the film know the ending to this film. But if you haven't seen the end of this film, if you are unaware of Sleepaway Camp, do me a favor. I think right now it's available on it's available for free on one of those streaming networks. Go check it out and don't let anybody spoil you. Watch the whole film, sit there going the whole time, geez, this is, you know, just a standard B horror movie, what's going on? And then at the end, you'll realize why this movie is held so high in the horror community, and you'll see why it's my number 5 summer movie of all time. It's Sleepaway Camp, 1983. My number 4 summer movie of all time was filmed in Smith Mountain Lake. Okay, I'm reading the Smith Mountain Lake, Virginia, and it was released in 1991, and I feel like this is probably my favorite Bill Murray movie. And I know, get off me, Ghostbusters and Groundhog Day and all these, I know. This is my personal favorite. Once again, if you disagree or if you wanna debate, comment section below. I won't block you. I'll debate with you. We'll have a great time. But it's 1991. What About Bob? This film has me laughing from start to finish. I think Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss are just genius in this film. They really, Richard Dreyfuss playing the straight man, Bill Murray playing the, hypochondriac, germaphobe, whatever, which, I mean, geez, in 2020, this is perfect. Check out What About Bob from 1991 if you haven't checked it out. And I know if you haven't watched it in a while and you're hearing me talk about it, you're going, oh man, what a great film, and you're going to go and find it and check it out. It's such a fun movie to watch. I mean, that's all that can be said. It's one of my favorites, and I could probably watch this movie. And like I said, I judge a lot of these movies on summer vibe and likability. The summer vibe on this film is very high. It takes place at Lake Winnipesaukee, in, I believe it's upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, somewhere in that area. And it's just amazing. The summer vibe is super high, and the watchability, I could watch this movie once, twice, 3 times a year and still think it's funny. At this point in my life, I'd probably stick to probably once or twice a year, but still, outstanding film. Thank you, Richard Dreyfuss. Thank you, Bill Murray. What About Bob, 1991. Now, my number 3 summer movie of all time has huge watchability. I probably in my teens, in the late 90s, I watched this movie. I could watch this movie every day. Still to this day, it's a movie I could watch every summer without a problem, and the summer vibe on this is through the roof. It's about kids, last day of school, getting ready for summer vacation before their senior year. Do you know it yet? It was released in 1993, filmed in Austin, Texas. It's Dazed and Confused. What an outstanding film. The biggest star power in this is probably Ben Affleck, who this is early in his career. He plays one of the seniors who is left back and then has to go and take part in all of the traditions and hazing that the seniors give to the incoming freshmen. And he's kind of like the jerk off who just keeps coming back and stays back. And he's one of those people that 10 years from now, he'll still be wearing his Letterman jacket. And if you're out of high school more than 1 year and you're still wearing your Letterman jacket, here's a suggestion from me: get rid of it. Go hang it up in a closet somewhere. You look like a real loser. But either way, who else is in this? The girl who talks all high, not Renee Zellweger. Joey Lauren Adams, I believe it is. Joey Lauren Adams is in this. And then, of course, my buddy from, I don't even remember Sasha Jensen from Halloween 4. He's in this film. It's a great film. There's probably people like Matthew McConaughey. All right. 1993, Austin, Texas is Dazed and Confused. This is a can't miss if you grew up in the late 90s, or if you were part of this group. This is the class of my mother and father. This was the class of 1977. I feel like those people may be able to get enjoyment out of this, but if you grew up in the late 90s, Dazed and Confused is an all-time great summer movie, and on my list, it's sitting at number 3. I just want to give a spoiler alert that I did talk about my love for horror, but in my top 5, number 5 was Sleepaway Camp, and I don't want to spoil if you haven't checked out my list from 10 to 6, but there is no more horror on my list. I wanted my top 5, aside from Sleepaway Camp, which is number 5, to be films that anyone could enjoy. Even if you're not, there's a lot of people out there who are not fans of horror. They're completely insane, but I want to respect that, and I want to put films that are just likable to all, and that's why you've seen films like What About Bob and Dazed and Confused. But here at my number 2, this film also came out like Dazed and Confused. This came out in 1993, and it was filmed in Salt Lake City, Utah. A lot of films go to film in Utah because it's so cheap to film in that state, and this is no exception. As a matter of fact, I think, like we just talked about Sasha Jensen from Halloween 4 and 5, I'm pretty sure those were also filmed in Utah and possibly Salt Lake City. But don't quote me on that. I think that's just in my mind, so I figured I'd throw it out there. But this was 1993's The Sandlot, coming in at number 2. Summer vibe on this film is a 10 or 11 or 12. A bunch of kids on their summer vacation playing baseball, going out there, enjoying. They have the 4th of July scene. They just, all of them going out there sweating, trying to get over the fence to get the dog. The way they make the kids like get hot and have to have their drink or their water or their, you can just see them sweating when they play baseball. I just think the summer vibe in this movie is extremely authentic and really does make you feel like you're just a kid again. And once again, I'm a fan of films that take place in the past. This movie takes place in the past. I want to say the 50s, let's just say. I'm not positive off the top of my head, but it seems like it's a 50s, early 60s film. But any kid who grew up in the 90s or prior knows you go home when the street lights come on. You could go out and catch fireflies. You could go out and play baseball. All of those feelings are there in The Sandlot, which is why it's my number 2. Watchability is amazing. Summer vibe through the roof. Go check out The Sandlot, which, I mean, it's stupid for me to say that because I would love somebody in the comment section below to admit they've never seen The Sandlot. I don't think it's possible. Number 2, The Sandlot. And my number 1 summer film of all time, we've been waiting almost, 6 months to a year to get to this, is 1983's Vacation from National Lampoon. Now, a lot of people know it as Summer Vacation because in the installments that came after it, it was European Vacation, Christmas Vacation, Vegas Vacation, and so most people just associate this as National Lampoon's Summer Vacation. The true name of the film is National Lampoon's Vacation. It was the first film. It's about the Griswold family, Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, taking their family on a cross-country trip to go to Wally World, which is like, let's say, cross-country trip to Disneyland, or down to Florida to Disney World, and I can't get enough of this film. I used to watch it as a kid in the 80s with my dad. He explained most of the jokes to me because he's a cool-ass dad like that. And to this day, I literally watched it 2 days ago and then went on a binge and watched European. I won't watch Christmas, not at Christmas time. It's just not going to happen. But I watched European, I watched Vegas, and I started watching the new Vacation film where Ed Helms plays Rusty and Christina Applegate plays his wife. And I actually enjoyed it enough for the first hour or so, maybe 40 minutes, to turn it off and want to watch it with my wife. So I turned it off and said, this movie has enough laughs where I think we should watch it together and enjoy it. So I haven't finished watching it, but the first 40 minutes are pretty good. But number one, how can you not love everything that goes along with traveling with the Griswolds to Wally World, their stopover in St. Louis, Aunt Edna, and Cousin Eddie? This is the reason why I think European is my least favorite of the entire 4 films, because he's not in European, Cousin Eddie. But every time he enters the movie, whether it's in Vacation, Christmas, or Vegas, Cousin Eddie, Randy Quaid, just steals the show. I mean, he is outstanding. His family is so entertaining. Some are born without a tongue, some are strippers, some are pierced closed, some, got kicked by a mule. I mean, Vacation, Chevy Chase is easily the #1 summer movie of all time. Summer vibe, past 10. Watchability, past 10. And that's why, in my opinion, Vacation, National Lampoon, Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo is the #1 summer movie of all time. And if you disagree with me, please go down in the comments section and talk to me. I'm sure it won't be a F you, Vacation sucks. I'm sure you'll be naming some of my other films that you may have thought should have been #1, or maybe one that I didn't think of. Did I miss any? Please let me know in the comments section below. Remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. This is my first video back in a while, so I'm a little rusty, but I hope everybody enjoyed. I've owed this video to you for a little while. It's my top summer movies of all time, and this is the Midnight Mike Show. And like I said, thank you so much. Get in the conversation below, and have a great day.